our next speaker, Afreen Bari, who would be presenting on comparison of 3 intravitreal antibiotic drug regimens in acute bacterial endophthalmitis. And the judges to comment would be Dr. Malika Goel and Dr. Gopal Arora. You could start, Dr. Afreen.
Good morning, one and all present here. I am Dr. Afreen and I'll be presenting my thesis study on comparison of 3 intravitreal antibiotic drug regimens in endophthalmitis. Endophthalmitis is the most feared complication by every surgeon and its aggressive management is very important. Currently, we inject intravitreal antibiotics, vancomycin and ceftazidime in cases of acute bacterial endophthalmitis. If there is worsening, we proceed with pars plana vitrectomy. But studies have shown a rise in ceftazidime resistance. The ceftazidime, which is used, covers the gram-negative, gram-positive aerobes as well as anaerobes, but has shown 8 to 14% resistance. Other drugs like imipenem and tazobactam are less studied, but they have a better spectrum compared to ceftazidime. We studied various studies which showed us that there was increase in cases of resistant bacterial endophthalmitis. The studies which showed us the microbiological profile of the bacterial endophthalmitis cases that were presenting to us. And we also saw studies which showed that advanced methods of culture and antibiotic sensitivity yielded higher positivity rates.
Yes.
And we realized that the lacuna was there was no study comparing the different antibiotic drug regimens in endophthalmitis. There was also paucity of literature suggesting alternative drugs for ceftazidime. So we decided to fill in the gap in medical literature about alternate drugs to ceftazidime and also add to literature about advanced modalities of diagnosis of positive agent and also study the pharmacokinetics. With this, we designed a study where the primary objective was comparison of different antibiotic drug regimens and also establish the microbiological profile of cases coming to the center and also study the pharmacokinetics of drug that we inject in vitreous in inflamed acute endophthalmitis eyes. So we designed a study where it was a prospective comparative study. We included 64 subjects in 3 antibiotic drug regimen groups. The first was ceftazidime and vancomycin, second was tazobactam and vancomycin, and the third was imipenem and vancomycin. We included cases who were diagnosed with acute endophthalmitis above 18 years of age and willing to give consent, while we excluded patients who were diagnosed with fungal endophthalmitis or presented beyond 15 days of the inciting event or had intraocular foreign body or had any history of intravitreal injection outside the center. Coming to the results, the baseline characteristics of all the 3 regimens were comparable. Now coming to the clinical results, the main results were based on the improvement in vision in the 3 groups. Here we can see that all the 3 groups, the vision improved. However, if we compared them statistically using the Kruskal-Wallis test, there was no statistical difference between the 3 groups. The other results which we yielded were, if the patients presented early, less than 3 days of the onset of symptoms, they had a better final vision. And post-surgical cases, they also had better final vision and improvement in vision as compared to post-traumatic cases. Coming to the microbiological results, BACTEC and PCR yielded much higher positivity rates as compared to the conventional culture. In our study, the most common gram-positive bacteria was Coagulase negative Staphylococcus, and the most common gram-negative bacteria was Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Seeing the antibiotic sensitivity, which was done using Kirby-Bord disc diffusion method, we saw that among the gram-positive cases, 2 were resistant to vancomycin, and among the gram-negative cases, they had a similar resistant profile for the 3 drugs, ceftazidime, tazobactam, and imipenem. Coming to the pharmacokinetic results, we see that at 48 hours, the post-intravitreal injection, only vancomycin and ceftazidime had concentration more than the minimum inhibitory concentration. So the limitations of my study was that decision of vitrectomy was left to the surgeon to decide, and the rate of vitrectomy was very high in this study because it was a tertiary care center. Overall, the positivity rate in BACTEC was just 36%. So that significant. My recommendations were tazobactam and piperacillin and imipenem. They have good gram-negative coverage, but depending on the superior ocular bioavailability and availability of the ceftazidime, we still recommended it a first-line drug. However, a larger sample size should be study with larger sample size should be done to conclude the superiority. Thank you.
Dr. Malika?
Yeah. Doctor, this was a very good study, but you mentioned that the ocular bioavailability is higher for the ceftazidime, but you are injecting intravitreally, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So then where is the question of bioavailability? I mean, it's relevant when you're giving systemically, then we can say that ocular bioavailability is higher.
Ma'am, when at the time of vitrectomy or second injection, vitreous sample was again taken and before injection, and we had calculated that 2 days back the injection was given, how much was remaining in the sample. We calculated it using the mass
What you mean to say is half-life is longer for
Yes.
ceftazidime,
Yes, ma'am.
not bioavailability. Okay, so from your study, basically you did not find a significant advantage to using the other drugs over ceftazidime.
Yes, ma'am.
So theoretically the resistance has increased, but you did not find much difference between the, so you could possibly use the two. Yeah, I think this is a good alternative, but I think there are other drugs, if imipenem and tazobactam are not available, even fluoroquinolones have a reasonable activity on gram-negative organisms with very little toxicity. So if these other two drugs are not easily available, those can be used. And I think to club traumatic and surgical would be difficult because the organisms themselves are different for the two groups. So, but overall, it's a good study. Thank you.
Dr. Gopal?
Yeah, first of all, let me compliment Dr. Afreen for the wonderful presentation. My only point is final vision should be the criteria, because it all depends on the severity of endophthalmitis, the corneal complications, and the duration at which it presents. That was the first point. And second, why there's a lot of studies which show that ceftazidime resistance in India is quite prevalent. So have you taken these 2 points under consideration?
Sir, according to the samples which we had taken, and back only 6 samples were there, which we had taken for seen for ceftazidime resistance, and we had seen 2 cases were ceftazidime resistant. So taking into that, we had planned the study, but however, we also saw imipenem resistant cases and tazobactam piperacillin resistant cases. So just depending initially, we should not switch over to the higher antibiotics. We found out with this study. If on culture we come to know that the organism is ceftazidime resistant, then we may switch over to higher antibiotics.
Thank you.
I think Dr. Lalit has a question, I suppose. Dr. Lalit.
No, I am very happy with this study, because a lot of times we hear in a lot of webinars and you see like shift to the higher generation. But this study has put to rest that ceftazidime still, I know 65% sensitivity is there with gram-negative. But remember, Afreen, the main principle of management is to kill the bug. So half-life, I don't consider. I may inject frequently, that's okay. But if I have to kill the bug, I have to kill the bug. So that is very, very important.
Thank you, Doctor.